Hello students, we are going to study the important topic of a PPS subject, that is programming and problem solving, is file handling. So file handling, inside that we are going to study the introductory part of a file handling. That means what do you mean by file and all. Then what are the types of paths are available, then types of files and the various operations we can perform on a file, that is open, close, read and write. So these all operations we have to study in this lecture. So when we are saying that we are executing the program, then we are storing the data or the value of the variable inside the memory. Once you end up your program or shut down your computer, then the data will get lost, which will be treated as a volatile data. So if we want to store the data permanently, then we can use the file. So file is a collection of a data stored inside the secondary memory that will be called as a permanently storage. So whenever we require the data, we can access that data from the file. So file can contain the data which will be stored permanently, which will be treated as a non-volatile data. And for the storage of a non-volatile data, we can use the hard disk, USB drive, and then DVD, etc. Once we are saying that we are storing the data inside the file, we can perform the various operations on file: open, read, write, and we can close that file also. So these various operations we have to study. Whenever we are storing the data inside the file, we are providing the name for that the file. Then we have to use the path. So there are two types of paths are available. One is a absolute path and second one is a relative path. When we are saying that path, then we should know about the drive, we should know about the directory, or we can say that folder, and we should know the file name and its extension. So here the image is presenting the hard disk partition into three compartments or three partitions, which we are going to treat, or which we are known as a C drive, D drive and E drive. So C, D and E drive can contain the multiple folder. One folder can contain the subfolders and the many types of files or various files inside it. So when we are providing the path, then there are two types of paths are available. One is the absolute path and second one is a relative path. So absolute path contains the complete path from the root directory. Root directory is nothing but the drive name, and starting from the drive name to towards to that particular file name, we are providing whole path, then that will be treated as an absolute path. If we are providing the path as a relative, means only the file name which will be searched in the current working directory, or we can give the only the sub folder name and the file name, then that will be treated as a specified path. Then that will be treated as a relative path. So relative path has a one disadvantage, that we can get the wrong file or wrong details or wrong data if we are using the same file name existing into the another directory. Then the relative path has a chances to get the wrong output also. So the absolute path contain the subfolder name to from the directory which will be called as a root directory towards the actual file name. So this is the one of the example over here given as a absolute path. So here we are saying that C drive, again inside that prod is one folder, then inside that uh, This is again second folder, and inside that we are storing file as a ppt. So section 12 is the ppt name, and we are providing the whole path, which will be called as a absolute path. When we are saying that we are using the relative path, then we have to know about the current working directory. And for getting the details of a current working directory, we can use the one standard inbuilt method, which will be called as a get cwd method, which will be stored inside the OS module. So firstly, we have to import that OS module, and then only we can use the get cwd method for getting the details of a current working directory. Which is the current working directory? We can search with the help of this inbuilt method, that is get cwd method. Next one, when we are saying that the files, so the data will store in a two ways inside the file. One is the ASCII text file, and second one is a binary files. So when we are saying that ASCII text file, the data is stored in a character of the value, character value, as a ASCII value or a Unicode value, and one line can contain one line can contain 255 characters, and if we are writing the data beyond that, then the next line will be treated from that. So if we want to the end of the line character, then we can use that character as a slash n, special character as a slash n. So end of the line character we can give over here. So special characters we can use over here inside the text file. So the best example of a text file is a .txt. Next is a binary files. So binary file can contain the data in the binary format. So there is no concept of a new line or the no delimiter for the new line. So the binary files can again used for storing the data, which will be of a various type. So binary file example are, um, you can say that images, videos, then the pdf, docx files, word document file, then zip files, and etc. So these are the two types of files are available. One is a ASCII text file, and second one is a binary file. When we are saying that we have to handle the we have to operate on a file, then we can use the different operations. So firstly we have to open that file, then we can perform the operations as like read and write, and then we have to close that file. So once you are going to do the operations as a write, then that changes will get saved when you are going to close that file. So we have to close that file when we are opening the file. So opening file will be done with the help of open method, which has two parameters. One is a file name and second one is a mode. So file name we are going to give the relative path also. We can provide the absolute path also. And again the mode, various modes are available. Depending upon the operations we are going to give the mode. If we are not providing the mode, the default mode for the open method is the read mode. So if we are not providing the value of a mode, then it will be treated as a read mode by default. Then open method returns the file handler, and we have to store that file handler. So here is that example. File 1 will contain the file handler, that is the address of the file, which we open method opens the file text of docx in a read mode. So there are various modes are available for the text files also and for the binary files also. So R is for the read mode, W is for the write mode, A is for the append mode. So there are various file access modes are available. So again, when we want to close the file, we have to use the close method. And for that, the syntax is file object name dot close. So here is my file object, which we have to close the file as a file handler dot close method we are using. Once we are using the close function or method, then the file handle will get released. So what are the changes we have done inside the file that we are going to store permanently? There are various methods are available for the reading the data from the file. So first one is a read, second one is a read line, and third one is a read lines. So read has a parameter as a count. So how many bytes or how many characters you want to read from the file, that we have to provide as a parameter. So it will return, read function will return the string data type value. Next is a read line method, which will read the particular line from the file. So whatever the current position of a file pointer, that particular line will get read, and that will be returned as a string data type. And third one method is read lines, which will read all the lines from the file, and it will return as a list data type. So various lines will be treated as a various values of the list. So it will be separated with the comma. So one line will be treated as a single value of the list. So read lines will return the file lines, multiple file lines as a list data type. Read and read line will returns the string data type value. So here is the example when we are saying that we are opening file in a read mode. So this is my file data.txt, and if we are going to read from the multiply, so that string we are going to read from the file, and that will get printed on the screen. This is the example for the read lines method. So content is a one type of a variable of a list. Then we are going to print this content. Then it will show the square brackets, which will be meaning of a list values. So one line will be treated as a one value of the list. Next line will be treated as a next value of the list. So this is the read line method, which will return read lines method will return the least data type value. Now, when we have to do the operation as a writing the content inside the file, so for that there are two methods. One is the write and second one is the write lines. So there are two, there is a parameter we can use for the write method as a string. Whatever the string we are providing, including the special characters, we have to specify the special characters as a slash n. Then it will write inside the file. So whatever the current position of a file pointer, from that we are going to write the content of a string value inside the file. Write lines means we have to write the multiple lines inside the file. Then we have to provide the list values inside the list variable, and that all are get written in the file with the help of write line method. Here is the example. If we have to write the names, so here we are going to use the write method. Firstly, we have to open the file in a write mode, and we are writing the name inside the file, and then we are writing the slash n character, that is the end of the line character. So all the data will get saved successfully when we close that particular file. So right after write operation, we have to close the file for saving the data successfully inside the file. There is a slight change or slight difference between the write mode and append mode. When we are going to write, open the file in a write mode, then the contents, previous content of a file will get overwrite, means the new content will get saved inside the file. The older content will get vanished from the file if we are opening the file in a write mode. If we are opening the file in a append mode, then the overwritten will not be done. So the changes will be saved as a previous values inside the file, and the new values will get added inside the file if we are opening the file in a append mode, that is A mode. So this is the slight change. If we are opening the file in a append mode, then the whatever the previous values are there, that are going to store, and the new values will get added inside the file. So no overwritten will be done with the append mode. Next one, when we have to write the least value inside the file, then we can use the write lines method. So here we are going to use the least value. Firstly, we are going to add the values in the list, my list, and then we are using that my list as a parameter for the write lines. So this is the example of a write lines method. So we can store the various database values or the data set values inside the file as a record. So we can use the file for the storing the database or the records inside the file. So there is a one title given in a PPS lab, that is we have to read the file, we have to open the file in a read mode, and then we have to calculate the number of lines, number of characters, and number of words are present inside the file. So we are going to implement that code today as an example. Going to store the contents, and then we are going to count the number of lines, number of words, and number of characters present inside the file. So here my file 1 is a file pointer. We are opening the file first, as we are providing the try1.txt as a name, and we are going to open the file in firstly write mode. So file 1 is containing the file. Here one more thing is coming into the picture. If in a current working directory try1 is not present, then the open method will create that file and then open it, and then it will return the file object to the file1 variable. So here we are going to give the choice for the user, as you can store the data as a multiple lines. So while we are saying that ch is equals to 1, we are going to read the string from the user, that input, enter the text. We are going to read the text from the user first, then we are going to write inside the file. So file 1 dot write, what variable name is available, str1, which is containing the data. After that we have to add the new line characters. So here we are writing as a file1 dot write, and new line character as a /n. So my text will get written and new line character will append the line. So it will come towards the new line. Now we have to read the choice from the user. So here we are saying that int input, do you want to add more data? Now 1 for yes and 0 for no. So till I am saying yes, it will read the text from me and it will write inside the file. So once we are coming out of this loop, means we are going to stop our write operation. So here we have to close the file. File1 dot close, and here we are going to print data saved successfully. Now we are going to run this code for the first time. Here it is reading the text from me. So here we are saying that hello world is my first line. So it will ask to me that you want to continue. If I am saying yes, it will again ask to me enter the text. So here we are saying that hello class, again one. Then we are saying that hello student. Hello is my last one word, and we are saying that stop. So it will create that try1.txt and it will write this content inside the file. So this is my message, data saved successfully. Over here you can see that try1.txt is created and these details are stored inside the file as a line. So now here we have to write down the code for the reading one. So here again I am using same file one pointer, and here I am opening the same file try1.txt, but now we are using the mode as a read mode. So here we are providing mode as a read. So file will open in a read mode. Now we have to read the lines from the file, and then we are saying that we are going to count the characters and line count and the word count. So LCNT will be uh, keep the track of a line count. Then WCNT will keep the track of a W count. Then CHCNT will take the track, keeping the track of a character count. So here we can use the iterative loop as a for line in file 1. So this iterative loop will get multiply executed till the end of the line character is not found. If the end of the line character or the end of the file character is found, then it will come out of the loop. So EOF, end of the file, it will remain inside the loop. जोपर्यंत कॅरेक्टर एंड ऑफ द फाईल मिळत नाही तोपर्यंत तो लूप मध्ये राहणार. So here we are saying that line count will get increment by 1. Why? Because we are coming inside the loop. So line count will get incremented as a 1. Now the length of the line will gives me the number of character present into that particular line. So CHCNT is equals to CHCNT plus length of the string. So line is of type string. So we can calculate the length. That means we will increment the characters. Now we have one function for the line as a split function which will return the least one values as a variable, and we are going to store line dot split. So we are using the space bar over here for the splitting purpose. So here the least one contains the number of words present inside that line. So here we are saying that WCNT we are adding with the count of or the length of least one value. So number of words will get incremented over here. So this is the loop we are using for the keeping track of a number of lines. Then we can calculate the number of characters. We can calculate the number of words also. So once you are coming out of this loop, means the end of the file character is tracked or fetched. So end of the file will get here, then we can come out of the loop, and then we are saying that firstly we are going to print, or firstly we are going to end up my file operations. So file will get closed over here. Then we are going to display the data as a number of lines equals to LCNT. Then we are going to print number of words equals to WCNT. And then we are going to print number of characters equals to CHCNT. And lastly, we are going to print as the end of the program thank you message. So we are going to run this one. Now we are storing the data inside the file. So hello class. Do you want to add more? Yes. Hello batch. Do you want to add more? Yes. Hello student. One. Again hello everyone. Now we are going to end up the right operation. So here my try1.txt will contain all the details over here as a hello class, hello batch, hello students, hello everyone, and then the data is get successfully saved. Now we are opening this file in a read mode. So number of lines are 1 2 3 4. So line counter is over here. Number of words 4 into 2, that is 8 words are there, and number of characters, it will count all the characters and it will display the count. So this is what our program is. So this is what we are going to use the multiple file operations over here. So file will be opened, then file data will get stored inside the file. File will get closed. Again we are opening in a read mode. Again we are doing the operations, and again we are going to close the file. Thank you. This is what the file handling is. Thank you very much.